felters, and welcome to my Halloween Freya the Friendly Ghost. I looked on Etsy for ghosts, needle felted ones, and I couldn't find any friendly ones, so I thought I'd come up with this design. And I've done one in pink, and the one we're going to do is the one in purple, but you could do sort of in pumpkin colours, in autumn colours, any colour you want, but it's really simple design. So let's get started. Just cleaning my wool buddy mat, which I still adore, and then my needles, getting everything ready. I just need a bit of glue, the awl and scissors. The eyes are 10mm plastic eyes. I tend to do them a little bit bigger because it makes her look cuter. And then a pipe cleaner and a bit of ribbon if you wanted to hang. Well, I think you're going to have to because of the squiggly tail. So take some wool and we're just going to shape it into an oblong shape. Nice and easy. It's sort of quite a simple starter shape. This is my multi-needle tool. I do a fantastic video on multi-needle tool holders, which will be linked above now. But it really helps speed things up in the beginning. Excuse me. So there she is. We're doing sort of the bit under the face. We're doing the top bit first. I needed to make it a little bit bigger, so I added some more wool. And also you'll squash it sort of flat a bit. So measurements roughly 4 inches. Sorry, my daughter's stolen my other tape measure, which was easier to read, by 3 inches across. And then this is the pipe cleaner. So I just took a pipe cleaner, folded it in half, and this is how we're going to make this shape of the tail. And it's about 6 inches in length. So cover the pipe cleaner. So we've done the sort of basic body shape. So cover the pipe cleaner, and this is the tail bit that we're going to do. So it's going to be thicker at one end and thinner at the other. But at the moment, for the first bit, we're just getting it covered and we're just working it down. And I'm just trying to make sure I don't have too much down the bottom. And then loosely felt it on. We're going to go over the whole thing when we've attached it and make the surface all smooth. So this is just loosely felting it on. With the end bit, now I'm just going to make sure I cover the end of the pipe cleaner here because I don't want any of the pipe cleaner sticking out, but I still want to keep the end of it quite thin. And then I've made the top bit a little bit thicker, and we're going to attach this to the body in a minute. So just make it a little bit thicker. It doesn't have to be too thick, and that's how we're going to attach it. And then eventually we're going to sort of curl the tail round. So I just turn it upside down. And again, the multi-needle tool holder helped me quite a bit when we start to get a bit more on. So I've loosely attached it there. Now we're going to add wool around the outside of it to make it nice and strong. And I think I do add quite a few layers. When you attach something as big as this, you can feel a little dip in the wool. So keep attaching wool to cover that up until you don't feel that dip anymore. There we go, I've done another bit. I think I even added another bit round. So the body is going to sort of be a little bit wider, and then it's just going to narrow down. And in all at present it's 10 inches. But as is common with me, this second one ended up bigger than the first. So you could make yours a little bit smaller. So here comes the boring bit. We're going to go over the whole lot and we're going to just smooth it down. There we go, nearly done. It seemed to take me an awful long time to do this, but this is the main bulk of the felting. So once you've done the body, it's not so bad. Now we're going to move on to the arms. So I just took some wool, quite a thick piece, folded it in half, and that folded over bit is going to be the outside of the arm, the sticky out bit. And we obviously leave the other end fluffy so that we can help with attaching it. So to keep it chunky, I turned it on its side and did a lot of felting around the edge, so I didn't sort of flatten it too much. And spend a bit of time, just check you're happy with the size. It probably goes about halfway up the body, as in the main thick bit of the body before you added the tail. And then that bit there, we're just going to spread it open because that's how we're going to attach it on the side. And I then neatened it up once I'm sure I'm happy with the size of it. You can do slightly different arm shapes if you want. And then pull those bits out, and we're going to attach it onto the side bit. And just imagine where the eyes are going to go. The eyes go slightly above it, so you don't want them too high. And then felt around the base. And then you can, if you attach them, check them, and then felt the rest of the wool in. And if you get any join marks, get any thin pieces of the carded, put it over, and that will cover up all your join marks. So nice and easy. So then do the other arm. And there they are, both popped on. Next we're going to do the eyes. So they're a tiny bit up from the arms, and then not too close together. So do the eye holes with your needles first, then get your awl, push it all the way through. My eyes have quite big backs on them, so I had to make the holes quite big. Pop a tiny bit of glue on the eyes. These ones don't need much because they've got this thick chunky back bit. Pop them in and then just check you're happy with it, and check they're level. There we go, starting to look like a ghost. Next we're going to do the mouth. It's up to you what order of things you do. The mouth is just, the bottom of it is just in line with the top of the arm, so it sort of gives you something to aim for. And this is just to show you this, the first mouth I put on went wrong. It wasn't in the right place. It's too far over to the left as I look at it. And I sort of realised halfway through, so you just pull it off. It's really easy. Start again. So I held him upright and attached the middle point first, then do the two edges, and then try and neaten and tidy it up. And I always do the black wool, you twizzle it, and I always do it longer than it should be because it can shrink down a bit. And then you just get the two end bits, you sort of needle felt them in. Next for the eyebrows, and again it's up to you if you want to have them. I just thought the character, it looks quite sweet to have quite a few of these details on the face. So it's just a nice short straight line at an angle. I do often, to do the other side, I have to turn her upside down quite a lot. And then the eyelashes, I'm just doing two lines coming out. The lines were straight. It's quite tricky near the eye depending on how thick the back of your eye is, but I try and do the eyelashes that they sort of start closer together and then end up wider apart and upwards a tiny bit, but you can play around with it. And then two little pink cheeks, even though I was thinking of doing purple to match the hair, but it looked too strong, so two little pink cheeks works quite well, just loosely carded and put on. And now we're going to do the pumpkin on the top, which is a really simple way of doing a pumpkin. So you could do your pumpkins like this. So get yourself whatever colour you're doing into a sort of ball shape. And I think I had to make it a little bit bigger because once you sort of felt it, I didn't make it super hard, but once you felt it down, it goes a little bit smaller. So it's pumpkin shaped. I squished it a bit, sort of up and down, so it's going to sort of, it'll curve round a tiny bit. Now for the white lines, this is all just carded wool. If you've got tops is great too. Twizzle it round, and we're going to go all the way over the top, right to the underneath. It's nice and tight, that, hold it really tight. Turn it upside down, attach it at the base first, and then check it's all in a straight line on the top. It normally is. So that's holding it now, and then you can felt along it a little bit, and this makes sure it's secure. And then do the next one at 90 degrees to it. This makes it so easy that it's separated easily, and the next one subdivides that gap, and then the next one subdivides the other gap, and then you have a pumpkin. So that's really good. It's a very easy way of doing it. So you do the cross and then you subdivide each one. So we're going to do the top bit now. So I just rolled up some wool. It's quite even at this point, and I needle felt one end a bit tighter than the other, but leave the very bottom bit fluffy again for attaching. I just don't felt the top of it as much, and when we get to the top, you fold the ends in, and this is going to give you the flat top bit of the stalk. Really mind your fingers there. Do you see, I literally just sort of folded them in on themselves. And then I also turn it upside down on the mat and felt down, and I get that little rim around the edge. So I go in a bit from the very end, and that sort of looks like a little stalk. Then pull the bit that you didn't felt tightly at the other end. It's only a tiny bit, you don't need that much. And you're just going to plonk that right in the middle and then felt it in. So again, like I said, you could do this actual pumpkin coloured. That would be really sweet, really lovely. So just go all around the base, and that's it. And then hold it onto your ghost and size it up and angle it correctly so it looks all right to you, because my stalk had a little bit of an upwards turn. And I go in and felt right under the base all the way round, and then a couple of bits right in through the top of the pumpkin, because if you do the bit of the pumpkin, you'll start to see the needle marks. And then this is the hair. Just take some carded and felt it through the middle onto the top, and then fold it over, felt it forwards a little bit. Now I kind of should have done the ribbon first, but it doesn't matter too much. So now you can attach the ribbon onto the top behind the hair. There was plenty of room on this one. I think on the pink one I did the ribbon first. So with the ribbon I fold the end over so it's neat, and then sort of sew through it a couple of times so it stays folded over. So you get a nice neat edge to it. And then attach it in the middle at the top if you can, and then just felt through quite a few times. It takes me about a minute or so to sort of really attach this firmly and then tie it off. Do check it's in the middle and then it hangs. I think these hang quite well even if you were off centre slightly, but it's just behind the hair there. Check is all strong and attached, and literally that is it, it's done. So imagine this in all sorts of different colours. It's a really simple, friendly ghost. I was really pleased with them. I hope you like them, and I think I'd love to see some people do some lovely creations in these little friendly ghosts. Thanks for watching everybody, and we'll see you again soon.